Nobody ever expects redemption to come from behind prison walls. But for these men, change wasn't just possible. It was inevitable.
My aspirations is to become a lawyer. Right now, I'm finishing up my bachelor's in interdisciplinary studies at the University of New Haven. Right. And then afterwards, I plan on pursuing my law degree at Yale.
It should be clear that this cap and gown speaks a different language. It speaks the language of accomplishment.
Maurice Blackwell began his college education in prison in 2018. 5 years later, he's officially a graduate and will be released in 2027 with a degree in hand. He says the program put him on a better path.
It's liberating, and I want to move forward and keep prison behind.
From incarceration to higher education, their journey is proof that transformation is real.
You have room to pivot and change your course. Brothers will take that opportunity. We've seen it many times. Absolutely. Behind the wall, young brothers coming in, wow. But when they see us moving in the manner in which we're moving different. We're speaking different.
They built community where there was none, sharing books, ideas, and hope.
I developed a program called Youth Readers, and it's dealing with literacy for children ages 5 to 8 who have incarcerated parents.
Why 5 to 8?
Because it's a critical moment in their life, and it's also around the age where they're reading, they're starting to learn how to read and stuff like that. Okay. So just introducing them to the experience of reading and interacting with books, and not just reading the books, but also holding discussions about the books.
Giving back to the next generation, because change doesn't stop at the prison gates.
The situation inside and the conditions inside is horrific. I was thinking about when COVID happened and how it ravaged the unit, right? The conditions have to change inside.
They survived a broken system, but now they're fighting to fix it.
The only thing that, like I mentioned before, is the fact that we left behind so many.
Yeah, that's hurtful.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what weighs on me.
Yeah.
And like I can't rest until we free them all.
Right.
Like,
True indeed. True indeed.
I mean, it's a Herculean task, but we're out.
It can be done.
We know it could be done.
Yeah, we've seen it with ourselves.
Yeah.
This is Locked Up and Locked Out. Stories of redemption, resilience, and a fight for justice. Listen now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Thank you for joining another episode of Locked Up and Locked Out, the podcast. I have a distinguished guest today. Can you give the audience a little background and first your name?
My name is Maurice Blackwell. Adam is my big brother. I was born and raised in Bridgeport. I went to prison. I was locked up at the age of 19. I was sentenced to 60 years without the possibility of parole at the age of 20. During my incarceration, that's when I met you.
I'm doing well.
You know what I mean? I did 24 years. I got a commutation 2023. And then the law changed and I was eligible for parole. They raised the juvenile age to the under 21. And here I am.
Oh, wow. Man, it's an emotional time right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a so surreal moment. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you're more. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's like we can join that to hit. You know what I'm saying? Ever since we, you know what I'm saying, met each other, man. You played a significant role in, you know what I'm saying, me entering the dean. Just a brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, the camaraderie we have amongst each other, like a freaking frat type thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the trying sometimes, you know what I'm saying, of family, getting our life back to, reclaiming our life, being able to understand, like, yo, this is not the last, you know what I'm saying, stop for us. We never gave up. When we got knocked down, we got back up and fought even harder.
Absolutely.
You know, and then we would go in these rooms and call it the think tank, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and it really meant something because that's where the work was being done. Well, we were become like architects,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We'll sketch a plan and carry it out. And this is the fruits of our labor, you know what I'm saying, from the mercy of God, you know what I'm saying? So what steps and what was the thing that made you come home? And first of all, like, how did you make it through what you made it through? And what was the deciding factor to whereas you was like, I have to change my life?
So, trusting in God. So once I became Muslim and I devoted my life to serving God,
Yes.
it changed my perspective on life. I started to live more than just for myself. I started to put things in perspective. I started to think more about my loved ones and how my situation and circumstances affected them as well. And once that happened, like once you change your mindset and you think positive, you do positive things, you start to notice that positive things start to happen in your life as well. So that's really what it was. And as far as like how I made it through, pertaining to my incarceration, it was fight.
Right.
Trying to get freedom, you know, and like you mentioned earlier, like we would go into the think tank and we would open up cases and just try to unpack case law, try to figure it out. I slide cases to you, you slide cases to me when we were in the cell. I remember sometimes you made it out the cell. We were locked up. You made it out the cell just to come to the door, slide a case, like check this out. So it was just hard work and dedication. And even though we had those sentences, we just knew some way, somehow we was gonna make it out.
Audience, you gotta realize we had numbers that you can't start nor finish. But through the grace of, our God, Allah, He showed mercy. And it becomes full circle in the sense that we're able to come here today and we don't have tans on, we don't have any restraints, you know what I'm saying? It's only the restraints on which we place on ourselves. And we refuse to place any restraints on ourselves. The sky is the limit. And speaking of the limit, like through the course of your, you caught in learning of a law, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember one time we was like, ad hoc. I came to you, was like, yo, you know what ad hoc mean? This fool made something up, just said anything, you know what I'm saying? And this is the judge saying this, you know what I'm saying? So, like, the importance of learning, educating yourself, not allowing your confinement to confine you. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to break past your pain of being in a place that's so dark. You know what I'm saying? And where you're sent to wither away. You know what I'm saying? You took it another step further. Like when you was in there, you started taking college courses and everything.
My aspirations is to become a lawyer. Right now, I'm finishing up my bachelor's in interdisciplinary studies at the University of New Haven.
Right.
And then afterwards, I plan on pursuing my law degree at Yale.
That's amazing, man. Like, so many times you hear, oh, they're not worth it. They can't change. They have unredeemable qualities, as if they're looking through a magnifying glass or a glass ball that can tell the mindset or the heart of an individual. We know, it's just in human DNA that everybody's not going to be the person that changed. But more times than often, you give a person the opportunity to change, or the tools, or love to understand that there's something better. You know what I'm saying? You have room to pivot and change your course. Brothers will take that opportunity. We've seen it many times. Absolutely. Behind the wall. Young brothers coming in, wow. But when they see us moving in the manner in which we're moving different. We're speaking different. Many times I say, I got a couple sayings, but I say, you are what you eat. You know what I'm saying? You eat nonsense, you become nonsense. You eat knowledge, or you're eating from a plate of enrichment with people that's enriching your life. Because that's what you did for me. Because many times you'll come back enthusiastic about, you know what I'm saying, what you done learned. Talking about Plato, Socrates, you know what I'm saying, Aristotle, and things of that nature. So now I'm like, let me read up on these dudes and see what they talking about. And we'll have these discussions, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And
the books that you was reading, you would pass them to me. I'm like, yo, check this out, you know what I'm saying? Tell me how you see this, and vice versa. And it's like, and we'll go in the TV room, you know what I mean, whole court, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Court by, you know what I'm saying, having a open session with other individuals being able to charm in and see what they, pick their brain like. And it's something special when, and at first, COs and everything would be like thrown off like it's something bad going on. So they'll come in acting like they interested in what's going on. Yeah. And then they find themselves charming in the conversation. But the road of enlightenment is so vast, and there's so many different ways to get there. And today's, you know what I'm saying, teaching method, I believe that's the type of approach we need coming home, giving back to our communities. It's unconventional, you know what I'm saying? There's no one set or one size fit all.
Exactly.
And then to say that these children lives are forfeited, that they know what they're doing. Many of them don't have a clue of what they're doing because their mind has yet to reach the maturity to understand what they would, the gravity of what they were doing. And then the brokenness. We must, really commit to these children and let them understand, like, regardless of your house situation, you have others that love and care for you, that's gonna, step out on that olive branch and make sure that some way, somehow, we feed you, you know what I'm saying? Physically and mentally. And where do you see yourself in 5 years, you know what I'm saying? What type of things do you feel, you want to implement, on what type of things are you implementing already?
So one of the things, like you just mentioned, like to piggyback off of what you were speaking about, like the youth is very important, right? Knowing and understanding like where we come from and lack of resources, lack of opportunity. So it's important. It's like a responsibility and an obligation to me to make sure that I focus on the children. Yeah. I developed a program called Youth Readers, and it's dealing with literacy for children ages 5 to 8, who have incarcerated parents.
Why 5 to 8?
Because it's a critical moment in their life, and it's also around the age where they're reading, they're starting to learn how to read and stuff like that.
Okay.
So just introducing them to the experience of reading and interacting with books, and not just reading the books, but also holding discussions about the books. So it's like developing at a young age, like the skill of critical thinking.
Right.
Children are sponges, so they're only limited to what we limit them to.
True indeed.
So that's what's most important to me. And outside of that, another thing that you touched on was community, and in the sense that, like how you mentioned, we will go into the TV room and we will hold these discussions.
Right.
We're human beings. We're social creatures.
Right.
So no matter what circumstance or environment that you put us in, we will communicate with each other. Right. We will establish bonds and establish relationships.
True indeed.
So although we're out here, we left the community inside.
Right.
That's important. So in the next 5 years, like, I'm trying to free as many individuals as I can. I know I can't do it on my own, but I want to be a part of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's very important to me. It's dear to me.
I mean, because for me, I'm in the same, lane as you. Like, I can't not turn right or left without, understanding that community that I once and will always would be a part of that means so much, and that's so near and dear to my heart, to whereas we're synonymous to one another. So either trying to shape a bill or implement a program that's beneficial to everybody, society, to the people that's coming out or trying to get out, to have structure, because structure was important and it was pivotal, to our re-entry.
Absolutely.
Into this society, because had we not pivot and restructured and gutted our life, which took years, because it's a breathing ground, if you let it to be nasty and allow your hearing now to be your Achilles heel. We decided, long ago that we're not going to be held by any restraints, And the only restraints that we place is the ones that we place on ourselves, And we wanted to win.
Absolutely.
Winning was by any and all means necessary, and winning is just not monetary gain or sticking a finger in somebody's eye and say, I beat you. No, winning to me is changing the narrative, becoming educated, understanding that is a bigger here and now to be accounted for, and to stand up for the people that can't be counted, to let them know that they're not counted out.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So coming home, voting, being a part of the society fabric of what, every human being have a civic duty of doing. When you don't like certain things, this is how we change in this society. And if the people that's lobbying or passing these bills are not acting in the manner that we want them to act, we vote them out. You know what I'm saying?
And to your point, don't mean to cut you off,
No.
is that a lot of us weren't educated in that. Just being proactive and being engaged in the ways that laws are shaped and formed, and that directly affect us and our communities.
True indeed.
And that's also a responsibility on us to inform as many people as we can, to let them know like changes can be made. We just got to be proactive with how things are done and how laws are passed, you know.
How do you see, because I'm going to spin it, and you may have touched on it, like within these 5 years, what things you see need to be more proactive, and what do, in your sense of change, what does that encompass? How does that look?
Well, my heart resides with the individuals that are inside.
Right.
So the situation inside, and the conditions inside is horrific. I was thinking about when COVID happened and how it ravaged the unit, right?
Yeah.
And how we didn't know what to expect.
Right.
We was on lockdown. You know what I'm saying? You took
2 years.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it was like it was crazy, man. Just to mention that, I'm just saying that.
No.
The conditions have to change inside, in respects to education, in respects to like these routine lockdowns.
Yeah.
You know, both of us are in touch with many individuals that are currently incarcerated. Right. I wait on calls from them.
Right.
Sometimes they can't call because they're on lockdown.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Right.
Same thing with visits. Things have to change with that.
Yeah. I think, for me, if we are, you know what I'm saying, in a society that says we want people to come home and thrive in society, it starts there. Once you know what I'm saying, the herd has left the gate, you know what I'm saying, that you've been sentenced, you know what I'm saying, I believe programs as far as education, it has to be more strenuous, a law library for people to adequately, you know what I'm saying, represent or understand the laws that govern them to be where they're at. If you choose to fight, then that's your right. That's your God-given right to do. And then for the family structure, we should have like a open area where these families are able to connect, where, you know what I'm saying, it's a free space. So whereas when I walk in there, I'm not walking in the prison, I'm walking in a safe area where my child mother or my aunt or my uncle are bringing my children, and we're having, you know, this free time, so to speak, to reconnect for when I re-enter society. Because what's happening is the family structure is so broken, children are left to fend for themselves. Mother may be working 2 jobs just to make ends meet. Things are hard.
They're in survival mode.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that parents are being neglectful, in the sense of, you know what I'm saying, neglect. They just don't have all the resources that a middle class or upper class family would have, to whereas that doesn't really matter if the father is in prison or what have you, you know what I'm saying? But once that extra income leaves, these families are destined, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's grind mode, and I ain't got time to worry about your feelings or what you're doing. And that's a slap to society, because we're not doing our part.
Absolutely.
So things definitely have to change, man, in a real outside of a conversation, real things have to be implemented, you know what I'm saying?
And another thing to add on is the re-entry process, right?
Yes.
So we were in the level 4, where the majority of individuals in the level 4 are serving a substantial amount of time.
Yes.
Right? But we're out here now, right?
Right.
So there should be like re-entry programs inside in level 4s for the individuals that do go home.
Right.
Because when we came home, technology, everything was different, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard. And it'll affect you psychologically, mentally, trying to catch up with everything that's changed out here, right? So there should be something in place with re-entry as well. And if it wasn't for our community of individuals that, like you were helpful to me.
And you're helpful to the next person.
Exactly.
Paying it forward.
But there should be programs in place where, because everyone doesn't have someone like you to lean on. You see what I'm saying? So, so that's another thing that has to be done.
And I'm knocking on doors, and I'm asking people now, like, help me structure, you know what I'm saying, something, a board of people, that a band of brothers that's been there, that's willing to do the work, because we don't need nobody that hasn't been there trying to help, you know what I'm saying? Not at this stage, because it's a pivotal stage.
Absolutely.
Where, you know what I'm saying, minds are fragile, and they're resentful for people that don't understand their flight. Like, we wholeheartedly understand it because we've been there.
Absolutely.
And they're more inclined to trust us versus, you know what I'm saying, somebody that hasn't been through anything. They know when they look at you, they're looking at an honorable stand-up brother that's gonna really, put their all on it. And once they say, I'm committed to you, you know what I'm saying, this is what I'm gonna do. So we need a community to stand with us, and just not my community, not just your community, the community abroad, to say we can do better. We're gonna do better. And this is where we at right now. So I'm with you, man.
Definitely, man.
How is your mental personally?
It's good. I'm fortunate to have like a solid support system.
I'm doing that.
We FaceTime a lot. We talk a lot. BR, another one of our friends.
Right, absolutely.
So it's good. It's good. My wife is someone that I lean on constantly.
Yes.
She my ride or die. So
Indeed.
And so I'm everything is the only thing that like I mentioned before is the fact that we left behind so many.
Yeah, that's hurtful.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what weighs on me.
Yeah.
And like I can't rest until we free them all.
Right.
Like,
True indeed. True indeed.
I mean, it's a Herculean task, but we're out.
It can be done.
We know it could be done.
Yeah, we've seen it with ourselves.
Yeah. And I just want to take a minute, right? Because I always hear people say that they're proud of you, right? But we're so close, right? You're doing everything I already expected you to do.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You
so it's
vice
not.
versa.
So it's not like it's not surprising to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These are the things that we spoke about.
See, and that's that's the thing that is lost, but society. If you would look at a folder with words on it, you believe what you read. But today we sit here and the very talks and conversations that we had on changing society, mindset, and just frankly being the best, version of ourselves to our families and those that we love, and how we was going to implement certain programs, things that how we looked at giving back. You know what I'm saying? And we doing it.
Absolutely.
We doing it. Can't nobody like. And it wasn't fly talk. Fly talk being just talking because you got lips. We talked about it. We did it, and we're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, and that's powerful, man, because we're stuck in, you know what I'm saying, grind mode right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything ain't rosy. You know what I'm saying? But I have no bad days. Every day is worth fighting, you know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing, you know what I'm saying? So I look at it, you know what I'm saying, through the lenses of, man, I've been blessed, you know what I'm saying? I'm here, you know what I mean? I'm healthy, and man, his mercy is great, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm proud of you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't had to come out here and do what you're doing, but you stand on your 10 toes, man. You're an honorable man, and I wouldn't expect nothing less. Thank you, man, for coming up on Locked Up and Locked Out, the podcast, man. And please, everybody, tune in to more discussions and more great guests.
Love you, brother.
I love you too, bro.